shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Hey guys, my name is Darin Nakakihara and I'm a 4th grade teacher in Southern California. This channel is all about the art of teaching. So if that's something you might be interested in, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. This week is conference week, and so our school district gives us one day with no students where we can schedule a bunch of conferences. And then throughout the rest of the week, it's early dismissal, so you get out early so that you can have conferences for the rest of the afternoon. How do you guys feel about conferences? Let's be real here, teachers. Come on, comment below. What are your true feelings about conferences? So we do student-led conferences where the students put together a presentation and then they kind of lead the discussion for the conference. But they're 4th graders, so they need a little guidance and direction through the discussion process. But for the most part, it's student-led and wonderful. Oh yeah. First, why is it dark? It's still dark out here. All right, so it's about 6:20 and I got a couple of early conferences this morning, so I had to get here a little earlier than I usually do. It's supposed to rain today, but not enough for regatta. All right, guys, last day of conferences. I don't know about you. How do you guys feel about conferences? Because to me, I don't know, like as a parent, of course, I wanted to know how my kid was doing, but really like if they're doing okay, do we really need a conference about that? I don't know. Anyway, so conferences in the fall for me are goal setting conferences. And we sit down with the kids and we talk about their goals for the year and how they're doing. And it's just a chance to connect with the parents, and it's a good thing, right? So how do you guys do conferences? So check out this shirt right here. So I made this shirt the other day. It is it's a Hamilton shirt, and it has the lyrics to Dear Theologia behind it, and then it says Dear Theologia. So nice, huh? You can get this on my Etsy shop, so if you're interested and you really love Hamilton, go check out this shirt and buy one, okay? Okay, so I have a conference this morning at 7:20, and I wanted to kind of show you how I go through and how I do my conferences, because I don't know, maybe it's a little different than what you do. And it's always neat to see how other teachers do things, right? So fall conferences are goal-setting conferences, and what I do is I have the kids, hold on a second. So I have the kids decorate these portfolios, and inside their portfolios they have a printout of the goal-setting slide deck that they make, and then they start out right here by filling out all the information that they're going to put in this slide deck. And then I have some then we go over some data to because the parents want to know how their kids are doing, right? So there's a lot of elements to this. Do they have to do this? Do I have to include this and this? Well, kind of. This is all digitally produced, right? And I'm printing stuff out because I know that, like, as a parent, I would want to take home some physical copies of things that are going on, and so that I can look at them in more detail later. And so I print out a lot of the stuff that we're doing, and I give them some samples of work, and just to make it concrete for the parents as well. So we open up with the kid sitting next to me, the parents on the other side of the table, and a slide deck up on this screen right here that's right next to us. And let's see if you can you see that? You can kind of see that. Here, I'll show you. Okay. So on this slide deck, they have different categories with a rating scale right here. And the kids go through and they place their red dot on these lines right here. So for example, this student right here says, I interact with others in a way that benefits us both by thoughtfully resolving conflicts. And then on here, they rated themselves almost a 4. So then after that, they go through, and as you can see down here, these are the goals that they have based on different categories like social goals, academic goals, behavior goals. And so they write those in there, and then they turn it in, and I go back through, and as you can see right here, this is the teacher rating, and I'll go in and I'll place a blue dot on here. And so that's how the conversation is guided. It's really, it really helps in guiding the conversation through the conference as a whole. And it keeps the kids on track, it keeps me on track, and it fits perfectly into that time frame that we have allotted for these conferences. We do 20-minute conferences. I don't know about you guys, but 20 minutes seems to be perfect. And it's a perfect amount to go through all of these categories, talk about all their goals, and then if you can see, let me pull up this right here. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Hold on a second. Okay, so as you can see, these are academic goals. The student goes in here, writes 3 academic goals. Then after, I go in and I add some goals for them that I have for them academically. And then down here, the parent has a chance to add their input as well for their goals for their child. And that's on every single slide. So this is, it has gone well. This is the 3rd year that I've used this, and I really love this format. Okay, so I didn't come up with this. I got this from my friend Lindsay Stewart, and I don't know if she made it or she got it from her friend Jared Gray and Elizabeth Walsh. They put it together and shared it with her, and she shared it with me, and I've shared it with a bunch of people, and I'm sharing it with you because I love you. Okay, so I love the format of these conferences. They have really shown themselves to be a great way to guide a discussion in a conference, and it just keeps everybody on track, and there's not a lot of getting off the subject. And it helps the children too, because they kind of guide the whole discussion. It's really a really cool thing. You know who I haven't heard from in a long time? Miss May! Tiffany May, one fab teacher. How are you doing? I'm gonna send you a text right now. Dear Miss May. Oh, look, I got some Burt's Bees arriving from Amazon today. So, Burt's Bees, right? I always have a stick of this in my pocket. And it's the original flavor, vitamin E and peppermint, because I don't know, it feels tingly on my lips. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
So anyways, back in December when we did our Secret Santa gift exchange with the Teacher Tubers online, Jennifer from Genuine Teaching sent me some Burt's Bees, and I have always been a blue chapstick wearer, and I'm like, I'm gonna try this. So I tried it. I'm like, ooh, this kind of feels good on my lips. So ever since I've switched to Burt's Bees. Thanks a lot, Jennifer. Okay, so I'm gonna text Miss May right now. Let's see what she says. Hey, lady, how have you been? It's been a minute. Dodgers and Astros are in the playoffs. Double or nothing? No, I can't write that. I can't wear Astros gear again. Okay. Anyways, I just want to see how she's doing. Hey, lady, how have you been? It's been a minute. Dodgers and Astros are in the playoffs. Hope all is well. Miss you. Love you. God bless you. Send. Okay, about 5 years ago, I got this brainstorm. I'm like, you know what? Our kids are lacking basic knowledge to function in the world today. And one of the things that really struck me was, my own kids don't know how to calculate a tip when they go out to a restaurant. That's a basic skill. But when you think about it from a fourth grade teacher perspective, it's really place value and decimal knowledge. So if they know that a bill is $100, for instance, they can calculate, if they have the knowledge that, okay, a tip should be 15% if, just normally across the board, 18% if they do a pretty good job, and 20% if they do a fantastic job. But how could you calculate that quickly inside your head? I don't know about for you, but for me, I just take the bill and I take 10% of that by moving the decimal over and then doubling it to get 20%, because I almost always tip 20% because I really appreciate my servers. So anyways, if you have a basic knowledge of place value, you know that one place value over is 10% of the place value next door, right? Or 10 times. So if you know that it's 10 times, it's 1/10 going the other way. So for instance, if you had a bill like this and the bill is $30.15, how much would you tip on that? Well, I know $3 and 1 cent, 2 cents would be 10%. And if I just double that, it would be $6. A $6 tip would be a good 20% tip on this thing, right? So about 5 years ago, I developed this lesson. It was pretty cool, I thought, where they would go to a restaurant and they would sit down with their friends, and one of them would be the server, and they would take an order from the people. And originally it was a decimal lesson, and they had to add up all of the items that the people ordered, and then the people at the table had to give them a tip. And so I've only done this lesson one time because the next year went to the district office and worked as a TOSA, and so I only got to do it 1 year. But this year, I'm going to do it again, and that was with fifth graders, so it aligned perfectly to the standard. I'm going to do it again with my fourth graders today, but I have to roll it out in a different way. It's more of a place value lesson now than a decimal lesson. All right? And I guess you can do some rounding in there too. It's so multifaceted, but real life application of the standards and the knowledge that these kids are learning in class, right? Real life knowledge. more conferences, guys. All right, guys, so we've made it to the end of the week. Congratulations to you. We made it. Fantastic week of conferences. I have some incredible parents. Every single one of them so invested in their child and their education, and we seem to all be on the same page, which hasn't always been the case every single year, but I think they all understand that I have their best interest in mind and their child's best interest in mind. And really, if there's any parents out there watching, your child's teacher wants what's best for your kid. We've gone to school for a long time to learn how to deliver that to them. And we're on your team. We want your kid to succeed. And that's going to take some growth, not always easy growth. Sometimes it's going to take a lot of hard work. But I want you to know we're all on the same team, okay? Teachers, thank you for everything that you do. Conference week is a tough week because we have to teach and we have to do these conferences, and it's hard to be on for that long. But we do the best we can, and we're through it, and I'm through it. This is the end of the week. I'm so excited to be done with conferences and to be able to just move on and start teaching these kids. Today, we finished such a fun and exciting and real life lesson. Like, it was so fun. So we took their knowledge of place value. I used place value instead of decimals, and I taught these kids how to calculate tips when they go out to eat at a restaurant. And I told them, I said, hey, a lot of your parents don't even know how to calculate the tip on these things. And I taught them what to tip a server when they do a really good job, 20%, and what to tip them when it's just average, 15%, and how to calculate that based on place value. And it was so fun. So what I did was I broke the kids up into groups of 4. They sat down, and it was really fun. I took them outside. I said, okay, get in parties of 4. And then I came outside, and I was like what do they call that? The host. I was like the host at a restaurant. So I came up to them with all my menus in the hand, and I'm like, okay, hi, welcome to Ruby's. How many in your party? And they would say, 4. I said, okay, right this way. And I'd walk them in, and I'd sit them at a table. I say, okay, so this is your seat right here, and your server will be right with you. And I apologize, but we're very short on menus because I only had one menu per group, and there's 8 groups. Said, so you're gonna have to share this menu. So they sat down and they looked through the menu, and it's a real menu that I got from Ruby's. And so then I had one person in each group get up, and they became the server, and they had to go take everyone's order. And one caveat: if you guys are gonna do this lesson, you gotta limit the things that they can order. So you don't want them to have like 100 million things on there, because they have to add all those items up. So they're in there, they take everyone's order, they add up what their check is, and then we sat down and they had to calculate what the tax and the tips are, and it was a super fun lesson. And I know that they're gonna go home and they're gonna try it, man. They're gonna try it because that's what kids do. So this was a real life application of math skills, of things that we've learned and how they could use it in real life. And I know they're super excited about that. And it was fun too, because I had a couple of conferences right after, and I'm like, you gotta ask your kid about the math lesson today. And a lot of them were like, they told us outside about it, and they're excited, they wanna go out to eat. So you're welcome. Anyways, this is the end of the week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and going on this journey for this school year. I really appreciate it. I love you. Thank you for everything you do. If you are a new viewer, please hit that like and subscribe. Is it right here or is it right here? See, on my phone, it's right here, but I think it's over here. So hit that like and subscribe. And if you are a regular viewer of this channel, thank you. I really, there's not a lot of us. This is not a huge channel. It probably never will be, but that's okay. We're a family, right? I love getting your comments. So leave me a comment below. Tell me how you're doing, and let's connect, all right? Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next week. So long.